Hello and welcome to the February update for the Hedge Invest Benbridge EM Absolute Return Fund. February was quite a tumultuous month for global markets as we saw Russia invade Ukraine at the end of the month after several weeks of warnings that something was afoot and vehement denials around that. And this has led to what I think is one of the most significant events in financial markets and the global political sphere since really the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989. What has happened since the invasion of Ukraine is that the G7 has effectively cut off Russia from the SWIFT financial system. To explain why that's important and what it means is that what's happened over the last 50 years since the US came off the gold standard in 1971 is that we have had a ledger system in place with floating currencies and countries managing FX reserves through the SWIFT system. By cutting off the Russian central bank from the SWIFT system, the West has, rightly or wrongly, effectively weaponized SWIFT and the current financial system that's been in place post-Bretton Woods to punish Russia. The unintended consequences of that will be far-reaching and are currently being discussed and analyzed and thought about. It could mean the end of the SWIFT system as we know it, as people work around workarounds. For example, the Chinese have a system called CIPS. India is developing its own system, and the loss of control of that ledger from G7 could be quite an important milestone in finance. And we may look back in a few years and go, that was the moment that changed the world and changed the current geopolitical system. So it's quite a momentous time. We're living through history, but we're also trying to manage through history. We don't know how quickly the demise of SWIFT may happen. It may not happen. We may move to central bank digital currencies. We may move to some form of crypto. We may return to a gold standard if inflation gets out of control. But the point being is that the world is in turmoil in financial landscape. Nobody knows how this is going to work out, how this is going to play out. And so the priority right now for our portfolio is to protect capital, preserve wealth, and wait for the right opportunities to appear. In that respect, we have been running a underweighted risk profile for the last 6 months or so, really because of the risks to the macro risks out there with rising energy prices, a strong dollar, the Fed potentially hiking rates, and now the geopolitical turmoil of Russia. And to give you an example of how severe the sanctions have been, Russian stocks in the domestic market have been suspended for the last 3 days, and we are not sure when they may reopen. They're talking about Friday, but it may or may not happen. And the GDRs that are traded in London are now all effectively trading at zero. They've wiped out 99.95% of their value since last Thursday. So in a period of 4 days. That is quite incredible. And part of the reason for that is that nobody is allowed to buy stocks in Russia anymore. MSCI is looking at how they're going to handle this as an index event. They will probably remove Russia from the index at a price of zero. And so this is the new world that we are living in. Lots of uncertainty, lots of confusing flows, and events that are totally outside the control of any individual manager. Because of that, again, our priority is diversify, protect capital, and wait for the right opportunities to be able to invest money with high conviction. And so on that, we wish all our investors to stay safe, and we look forward to talking to you next month when we have more visibility on the geopolitical situation.